Hi ladies, it's Karen, and this is my video response for Lydia. She is ItripledogdareU here on YouTube, and this is for her TP roll challenge. So the first thing that I did with mine was paint the entire thing with white gesso inside and out. Right now I have some white fibers and some little paper roses in there, but I painted it. And then for the paper, I used some of this vintage paper, vintage music paper that Lydia had given to me at one time or another, and I sized it out and then laid it out and distressed it using my frayed burlap and a little bit of my fired brick distressings. And then I used my template and my modeling paste. I used the time template. It has a lot of images of a clock on it, and I went over, the whole paper with the modeling paste. I mixed the modeling paste with a little bit of the metallic silver paint and then some more with some pinkish Martha Stewart paint. But anyway, I went over the entire paper with the clock images, and if some showed, and I knew I was going to layer, so if some showed, then that would be great, and if not, that would be fine too. But you could see some of the clock images there. And then of course I adhered it to my TP roll, and then I used this really pretty, it's like an organza type of trim that I picked up at one time from Joann's, and I used a couple of layers of it, and then I used this pretty lace from Hobby Lobby and trimmed it out with that. And then I trimmed out the I poked a couple of holes for my fibers and string, which is what I'm using this for, that tag string and then some pink fiber. So I poked my holes. And then I went over it with this really pretty eyelet white lace. And then I used this pretty Chinese braid, is it called, that Louisa had sent me. Thank you so much, Louisa, for this, for the Chinese braid. So I went around it with that. And then I took out my cane company, and then I took a piece of burlap and I cut it down to size, and then peeled the strings out so that I would have the fray right there. Then I sprayed it with my Mr. Huey's white spray, and then I painted it with gesso, and then I adhered it to my roll. Oh, the light's changing again. Oh my goodness, this is like the 5th time I've done this video because the light keeps changing and it's annoying. But let's see how this goes, okay? So anyway, I adhered my burlap. Then I took this heart wood veneer from, I believe it's Studio Calico, and I used my fired brick to distress it that red color. Then I went over it with silver stickles there. Oh, and then I took out my Cane Company ephemera pack, and I used this pretty cherub, and you see she's looking up. I know she's looking up at the butterfly, but she's looking up. And then I used this little cherub here. Hold on. See if that doesn't help, sorry. Then I used this cute little cherub here. And then I took some of my seam binding, my pink seam binding, and I wet it, and then I made one of those double bows and tied a little knot and attached it there. Then I took one of my little pink cameos, and I went over the side with my silver metallic pen, or what do you call it, silver foil pen, around the edges there. I added this little I love you or I heart you ticket from the ephemera pack as well. I added, oh, and then on this side, I stamped this hot air balloon, and I believe this one was from one of the dollar stamps that used to be at Michael's. So I stamped it out, then used my fired brick to ink it that red color. Then I outlined it in the silver stickles, really sweet, and I added these little bling pieces here. And then this little heart crystal or bling or whatever. And then I took the cloud punch that Logan had got me for Christmas, and I used this script paper to punch out a heart. And then I used a pop dot, you know, to adhere the cloud behind the hot air balloon so it would look dimensional. So I thought that was really sweet, and I felt like maybe the little cherub here was looking up at the hot air balloon. So I put that on there, and you could see I went over everything. I put some gesso on my finger, and I just went over everything with some white gesso. So I thought that hot air balloon was really sweet, and I just adhered it to the, you know, the trim there. And then I took some of these beads that you could find at Joann's, and I just adhered it here and then underneath here. Then this is a Sawcraft, I believe this is a Sawcrafter rose, and this here's a K & Company stick pin, and I just added my own red bead and a little heart bead that comes with the silver wings. I added that to it. I added a couple of pink flowers from my stash there. And, whoops, sorry, there. So I thought it came out really cute. I really liked the way it came out. I thought it came out really sweet, and this is about as shabby chic as I can go. I struggle with shabby chic, but I really thought it came out sweet. Whoops, sorry. So either side could be the front, I guess. So thank you so much, Lydia, whoops, for the challenge. It was a lot of fun to create, and a pain in the neck to film. Thank you, ladies, for watching. I appreciate it. Bye-bye now.